guys, what's going on? My name is Darryl Addison and I'm the owner and founder of a company called Torpedopot. We just grew 148 plants in 10 feet of growing area. I'm letting you know. We grew 148 plants in only 10 feet of growing area. Torpedopot grows your food for you where you don't have to. And they're perfect. They're so perfect in color and shape and texture. They're just so perfect. In every way, they're perfect. This is like my 4th harvest, you know, and when friends come by, we cut it off, we give it to them, stuff like that. So we were able to grow 148 plants. Torpedopot was able to grow 148 plants in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planters. And that's what we do. Now, the problem is that you can see I need to go back and prune those plants and maybe supplement them, even though they're beautiful and they're tall. They produced a lot of birth for me. They should be retired. They should be ready to retire. And I don't want them to retire. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to prune them up, clean them up. And I'm going to, right now they still have flowers on them. They're still developing flowers and are growing. Some still have flowers on them. And so I don't want to cut those off. We had a cold spell. Eggplants do not like cold at all. Not tolerant of cold at all. And so you can damage the eggplant once it starts to form. Now, Torpedopot not only produces food, but Torpedopot, from the 148 plants grown so far in this planter, I mean, my goal is 150. I told you guys I would do 150. I told you I would grow 150 of these in 20 feet. I did better. I grew 140 of these thus far. They're not dead yet, they're still growing, in 10 feet of space. Yes, we grew 148 plants in 10 feet of space. And I don't even know, it's not even, it's amazing. It truly is amazing. So Torpedopot can grow your food for you with no human intervention. Give it a try. I don't have to warn you. I don't have to harp on you buying Torpedopot. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I'm telling you, dude, it will grow things like you've never seen before. With these 148 plants growing from these 5 planters, that's amazing. That truly is amazing. So with that being said, I have these eggplants, and now I got to find out what to do with them. I got 148 plants. What do I do with 148 plants? You figure it out. Torpedopot is ideal in inner city and urban areas where people need access to food quickly, very quickly. It can ramp itself. It's a modular growing system. All you do is attach Torpedopot together like a modular growing system, put your soil in, put your plants or your seeds in, and you just supplement from there, depending upon the quality of your soil. You supplement from there. And I recommend the supplement. But with ours, with Torpedopot, we have literally taken these plants to their full life cycle. And you can tell because these plants no longer, some of them no longer have buds on them, which means they've thoroughly produced through their full life cycle. Now that's amazing. Life cycle doesn't mean that a plant dies. Life cycle means that it went through its complete growth, development, production, absorption of light, and so many other properties and systems and processes that takes place inside of the plant. It's just the physiology of the plants are amazing. Torpedopot capitalizes on that and allows the plant to just multiply and grow throughout its full life cycle. So you can grow your own plants with Torpedopot. But the second thing about it is that we didn't have to use any synthetic fertilizers. You might be looking at some of the most purest food in the world, Torpedopot. All of our plants are growing. They will not die. We cannot kill a plant until it goes through its full life cycle. Torpedopot constantly feeds. All right, so what we're going to do now is that I'm not going to touch these because I want them to stay on for about another month. and then I'm going to start switching over. I'm going to put another crop in there. Remember now, you can do multiple crops throughout the year. So, let me tell you something. In Torpedopot, you can grow crops 365 days a year. You don't have to wait until the next season to eat healthy food. It's ridiculous. Stop that. You can eat healthy food right now in your house, on your doorstep. You choose to set it up. Torpedopot will grow it for you. Give it an opportunity, it'll grow for you. So the replacement food that I'm going to put in now is going to be kale. I just tear them apart here. Got these from my grower. And this flat, I think, is about this little case here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plants. Wow, it's amazing. 6 plants. So this is 6 plants. So I want kale to go through the wintertime. And so I purchased these kale for about, I don't know, $15 for 40 plants. $15 for 40 plants. And they will go into the wintertime. I want to put them in right now. They can get adjusted to the soil, acclimated to the environment. So I put them in right now. And where I'm going to put them at, where the tomatoes were. And multiple seasons with Torpedopot. The first season I grew 800 pea pods. The second season I grew 2,000 peppers in the same planters. In the same planters. Using the same soil. It's the most economically friendly growing system you've ever seen before in your life. Torpedopot grows your food for you. So the first season I grew 800 pea pods. The second season I grew 2,000 peppers. Within that same second season, in 10 Torpedopots, we grew 700 tomatoes. Unbelievable numbers. Unbelievable numbers. Now going out towards that season, after we did the tomatoes, well, we put kale in during the third season. It went around into January, February, March. The kale we put in started to grow like we've never seen anything like that before in our life. It grew tremendously. Torpedopot grew that kale abundantly. It lasted us through the winter time. I went to special meals. You know, I put my peppers aside, all my tomatoes aside, everything aside. And I prepare my, have my kale and all of my green leafy collard greens that are growing outside. And we put those in planters also. But we'll take these tomatoes out. And I'm going to put in the kale. Now, to do it, the tomatoes are still growing. Let me show you some of the food that's on these tomatoes. So for the most part, this is what we've been able to salvage. We allowed the deer to come through and to literally just eat up the tomatoes. We let them do it. We won't let them do it next year. But they look good on the film. So letting them eat up what they need to eat up is very important. So now I'm going to cut off their food supply. This was their food supply. So they hang around this area just to eat from these Torpedopots. Just treat for them. They love it. They love it all the time. They love to eat as if you're feeding them. And all you're doing is providing a system that grows food for them constantly. So this is still growing. And I could probably pull them off and you can see so many flowers still growing on this. But for the most part, the growing season is over. We hit that cold spell. Growth has slowed down tremendously. They've got to go. And I've got to put in plants that I know that will carry me into the future. And that will be my kale. Kale's so resilient. I think it's a biennial plant where that, I think every 2 years, that its life cycle is like 2 years. Something like 2 seasons, 2 summers or something like that in general. But its life cycle is dual season, so it's more than 1 season. It extends into the other season. And that's what we're going to do. Darryl Addison, Torpedopot.com. You learned enough from me. Go to DarrylAddison.com if you want to know more about our videos and what we have. DarylAddison.com. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.